I think it's time to finally pivot. I'm tired of this shit. I'm not a YouTube creator at all. One, I haven't even shown the world what the fuck I can do. Going up into the mountains because I've had some deep revelations as of lately that have been inside of me. It's just been hard to like verbally say it, and I've experienced some weird synchronicities in the last 48 hours that came to pretty much a concrete decision that I think I'm done being, not I think, I'm done being a YouTube creator. I think making videos, making art, and being a YouTube creator is kind of a different thing. Let me explain. We can go for a walk. This is actually my favorite area. I come here like multiple times a week. They actually had it closed for a while, but now we're back. There's actually no service up here, which I love. So when you come here, you have to disconnect. You know, nobody can call you. You can't call nobody. You can't go on Instagram. You can't do nothing but tune in. You know, tune in, have some deep revelations. But like I was saying, I think it's time for me to quit being a YouTube creator. And because I had this revelation yesterday while actually, again, like just patterns in these last couple of days. And it's like almost as if, you know, the universe is just speaking to me in so many different ways. And I think has been speaking to me, but I wasn't really listening. I've been having the ick with YouTube for a while. Now, I love making videos, but there's a process that comes with being a YouTube creator that just doesn't actually align with me. And I was struggling with it because, well, you know, it was just working and I was being successful at it and I was making a lot of money. But the truth is, I want to do something different. Don't tell me it's over. Sorry, had to do that right quick. So what is a YouTube creator? I think a YouTube creator is somebody who intentionally creates for YouTube and with its monetization models. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's look at somebody like Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah, comedian, all that. He's on YouTube, but I wouldn't call him a YouTube creator. Somebody like Jordan Peterson has a YouTube channel, but I wouldn't call him a YouTube creator. He goes on tour, he has books, all of that. Trevor Noah has The Daily Show. He's a comedian, he goes on tour. They have these other products, these other experiences, and they use YouTube simply as a tool, right? As like a funnel, as a window to showcase what they're doing in other spaces. Now, a YouTube creator intentionally creates for YouTube what would work for YouTube and what is best for YouTube. To me, that is what a YouTube creator is, and that is what I have been for the last 3 years. Literally people in the river right now. It's cold too, but we do up here in beautiful BC, we do natural cold water baths. We don't need those little tanks that are $10,000. We got God's cold water bath up here. Now the thing is, being a YouTube creator was actually never my goal. I used my YouTube almost like a visual diary just to document my thoughts, my expressions, and then it blew up at a very uncertain time in life, the pandemic, where my other business that I had going on shut down. So YouTube became this new opportunity, which during the pandemic, I was like, let me try to make this work, right? Like, this is a great transitional period. Let's make something of it. But I didn't know the ins and outs of being a YouTube creator. I just knew how to create, you understand? Oh, na, 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 na. Oh, na, 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 na. It's absolutely beautiful. Trust me, this water is so pure, you could drink it. I'm not lying. Just different out here. This beyond beautiful, beyond beautiful. But I was on a call yesterday, right? On a Google Meet call. And I'm working with this Japanese band. They're actually friends of mine out in Tokyo. And they linked me with their record label. And I'm going to just do like a little bit of editing to help them out. Now, the record label doesn't know much about me at all. We get on the call. We're kind of just talking social media, introducing ourselves. I don't really get into my background or what I do. And throughout the conversation, we're talking about some things. And then he says something about, oh, well, you're an artist. I can tell. But he just knew from our conversation, he's like, you're an artist. You know, he works with artists. He owns a record label. That's all he does is work with artists. So he's like, clearly, he's like, you have an artistic spirit. You have the spirit of an artist. And when he said that, it really brought me back, you know, to who I am. If you look on my Instagram, if you look at my Facebook page, the title I have in there is artist. I made it that 13 years ago. And I think for me, being a YouTube creator, I haven't been able to fully be an artist as well. Guys, there's a crack in my lens. This lens is done. This lens is ruined. This is the last video I'm gonna make with this lens, which is kind of a metaphor. It's kind of a metaphor what we're talking about today, that we're going in a different direction. What I don't want you to think that I'm like being like some like bougie person, like I want to be an artist. No, it's nothing like that. I need to explain it a little bit better. Let's continue to walk. When making a YouTube video, there are kind of like little hidden rules. And if you want to succeed. Now with these rules of YouTube, it can kind of limit what you want to do. Now we know a lot of people get stuck in their niche. They build a channel on a topic, then they change. And when they try to change their topics, try to change their niche, the audience isn't interested because they signed up for cooking or they signed up for self-help, and now this person is doing something else. That's why you see a lot of people now trying to develop personal brands so they can maneuver and weave and just really have their content be a reflection of who they are. And that's great. I love that. For me personally, it's not even like I'm trying to develop a personal brand. I actually think personal brands are quite fragile, and I'll talk about that in a different video. But what I want to do is focus on creating an outstanding experience and product, and simply use YouTube as a distribution. So about 2 weeks ago, I was just chilling Saturday evening, you know, tea, vinyls, you know, low lighting. I'm just in my vibe. And I start writing. And at first I think I'm writing a poem because I get this memory from being in grade 4. And then the poem starts to turn into something a little bit longer. So I was like, you know what, maybe this is like a podcast. And then I continue writing, and I'm like 3 hours in. I'm like, well, this is way more than a podcast. Maybe this is like a short book or something like that. So then I get to the idea that, okay, this is a short book. And then I keep writing and it keeps evolving. Now I'm 5-6 hours deep in, and I realize this is a book. I am writing a book, and it happened by accident. So for the first time I realized, I'm like, oh, I'm going to become an author. I'm going to become an author. That's very different, you know, than a YouTube creator. Something that takes a long time. YouTube videos are made in like a week or a day, you know, and you keep it going. But a book is something you work at, and nobody can see it, and nobody hears about it, except for if you share a little bit of it. But nobody sees it and reads it until it's finished and it's published. It's a much different process. And I realized how that process really excited me. Writing a book is a completely, you know, different process, you know. It's a different frequency. Now am I like, oh, I'm quitting video to become an author? Not at all. I'm still going to create videos, but I don't want to be a YouTube creator. I don't want to create specifically with the intent for YouTube. Now, for the last few years, my main focus has been YouTube. It's where my largest audience is. I have about 500,000 on Instagram, 800,000 here on YouTube, close to 800,000 on TikTok and about 10 million downloads on my podcast. But my mind is usually thinking about YouTube because that's where the biggest audience is, and that's also where I monetize, right? So even when I'm not posting, I'm thinking about YouTube. When I'm creating, thinking more about YouTube, going deeper into it. Like my focal point has been YouTube, but that chapter for now, that chapter's closed. I want to create different things. I do not see content as a business. I don't see just creating content as a business. I don't see content even as the product, right? I see content as a means to highlight something else. If you look online, everybody creates content. You know, your local bakery is creating content and getting mega views for their snowflake sprinkled donuts, right? Everybody creates content. Content to me is supposed to highlight something else. Now, maybe that's highlighting your personality. I'm not necessarily trying to highlight my personality. I don't want people all up in my business and stuff like that. I like creating experiences, and that's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to go and be a speaker, do live experiences. I've wanted to now, create a book. There's other things I want to do. But because I've been so married to being a YouTube creator, because that's just been the system I developed for myself, and I hired people and that's just what we are doing, it's been very hard to entertain and build on these other avenues. Although I've been kind of building at them and my mind goes there, I always get dragged back into YouTube. Oh, there's a problem with YouTube. Algorithm has shifted. We need to do this. Let's start a second I keep coming back to being a YouTube creator, but that is not what the fuck I want to be. I don't want to be a YouTube creator. YouTube is just a tool, a distribution to show what we're doing pretty much like offline. So now I'm kind of like, fuck the YouTube ecosystem. You understand? Like, fuck it all. Like, I don't really care. And let's develop these experiences. Let's develop these other products, these other vibes. And one of them for me is actually live streaming. Now, I live stream on YouTube. Now you may be like, well, what's the difference if you're creating videos or if you're live streaming? Live streaming to me feels like I'm outside of being a YouTube creator. One, I more see it as me developing a show, developing an experience. And I do it strictly for the love. Again, I don't make money live streaming. I do it because I love it. But because I love it, I know I need to invest into that. And once I do that, we're going to take that live stream experience and tour it offline in real space. And that's actually what I want to do. I would rather go down the route of being a speaker, an author. I love podcasting still. I love podcasting. And I love products, right? I want to develop products. I love visuals and aesthetics and things like that. Like, I am just a creator. I'm not a YouTube creator at all. One, I hate thinking about the YouTube titles. Absolutely hate it. I don't like going on the feeds and watching what's trending and trying to do that and like piggyback off of what other people are doing. Absolutely hate it. I don't even like looking at the analytics. I don't like looking at CTRs. I don't like anything that comes with YouTube, being a YouTube creator. So why the fuck am I trying to be a YouTube creator? I'm not a YouTube creator. That's not my ecosystem. It's just a means to highlight what I want to do. Now, it's been great to me. We've had success. We've connected with a lot of people. We've helped a lot of people. But I have to turn the chapter. I have to turn into the next chapter, because the truth is, it's giving me the ick. It's giving me the ick being invested into being a YouTube creator. I don't want to be one. But HINDZ, does this mean you're not going to upload videos? Well, I just uploaded a video, right? This does not mean that I'm not making videos, that you're not going to see me. But what it does mean is that I'm going in another direction. My focus isn't being a YouTube creator. My focus isn't the uploads, although there'll be uploads. Maybe some seasons there might not be uploads. I'm actually going to start a Substack. I want to start producing over there. Maybe it might be investing a little bit of energy into the podcast. But regardless, if anything is pulling my energy away from writing this book and developing a live experience, first, online, right? We're going to perfect that. A year from now, I want to get a bigger space. I want to have I don't even want to get the details because I don't want nobody to copy me, because you know how people are these days. People now these days hop online and be like, that's working, I'm going to copy that person, instead of harnessing their individuality. Let me hold on to that gem because I got a crazy idea. But I don't want to be putting my energy in any direction that's not betting on myself. You know what I mean? It's very easy when you're on YouTube to like be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, you know, and there's opportunities, and you got just a lot of things, and you're making money. Making money is great. Making money is a tool, it's a resource. I love not having to worry about money. I love taking care of things. I love taking care of my family. I love being able to help my friends with it. That is another reason why I work hard. I like being able to take care of things. You know, I got to go to Jamaica with my dad. There was a problem at our house down there. Can't stay at that house. Started looking at Airbnbs. I was showing my dad the Airbnbs. He's like, yo, these are so expensive. He was getting depressed about it. He's getting sad about it. And I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Airbnb's on me. I got it. You good. Go for 2 weeks. Handle it. Handle business. I love being able to take care of my people, right? But I love expressing myself, and I love creating experiences. Like with this book that I create, there's going to be a visual experience attached to it. Like, I haven't even shown the world what the fuck I can do, because I've been just doing what worked. I was like, oh, people like to come chill with me with my cup of tea and let me give that value, some affirmations, some reminders. But the truth is, there's way more I can do. And that's why I've opened myself in other different ways. Like I'm working with this Japanese band, and I'm starting to just expand my creativity and my art and get into other realms. But I'm done being a YouTube creator. And this is no knock to being a YouTube creator, but it's just not for me. Just like being a plumber is not for me. Being a YouTube creator is not for me. When I make my AdSense money and all that stuff to me is like, it's like some icing on the cake. I'm gonna throw it in like a background savings account, but I'm putting all bets on myself. And for a while, I'm gonna be just, all the money I made is going into what is next, into developing these experiences, into developing these products, into making things I truly wanna make. And at the same time, we're gonna be live streaming. And I think what I want to do on my YouTube is probably just bring you on this journey of what we are doing. Our live streams are going to be like, you know, we're going to give that value, that information, whatever we're learning. It's going to be there to help you succeed. And, you know, I'll clip that and, you know, I'll throw them up as YouTube videos, or maybe I'll throw them up on a second clip channel. I don't know. But at the same time as well, I think I would prefer to bring you on this journey of developing these experiences, right? That's the next era for me, not being a YouTube creator. And to be honest, there's a lot of YouTube creators. There's a lot of YouTube creators with the passion to be a YouTube creator. There's a lot of people out there who are like, that's what I want to be. And I love that. But that's not what I want to be, you know? I'm an artist, and I want to create other things. And I just want to use YouTube as a distribution, as a means, as like a telescope, as like a window to say, hey, everybody, look what we're doing over here. But to me, the posting of videos as like is what I do. Like I post videos on YouTube and like that's what I do. No. So we're gonna become an author. We're gonna do live speaking. We're gonna help creators still. I'm invested in that. Helping creators, you know, I hop on Zoom once or twice a month with creators, and I mentor and we share advice. And I want to help creators get to the spaces that I'm getting into. Well, one, I've had a lot of success. I made a lot of money. I've grown audiences. I know how to grow an audience, and I can go on any single platform that I feel is right for me and grow. I'm gonna go to Substack and grow over there. I just know how to do it. And I want to help creators do it as well. But what I want to do is help creators be in alignment with what they're doing as well, right? And not performing a past version of themselves or performing a version that they think is going to work online, but actually being themselves. Because the reason why I started create was I realized it was a tool to discover myself and be myself, right? It was like a personal development tool and a spiritual practice. I love it. Like I have felt God the most when I'm just deep in my craft, in the details, flow state, like in there. And I'm like, that's what I love, you know, self-mastery in the craft. But being a YouTube creator, I just don't feel like I could do that, because I have to sacrifice my vision. I have to sacrifice my vision because of these little YouTube rules. I gotta make videos all the time, and people like your face on the thumbnails. Apparently, I don't know. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna post videos still. There'll be clips and stuff like that. I don't know, but I just want to bring you on the journey of what else I can do, because there's a lot more for me to do beyond 10 minutes of just sharing some value in a 10-minute video. There's a lot more I can do, you understand? And I want to put my eyes, I want to put my perspective, I want to put my taste, I want to put my abilities and all the skills I've harnessed over the last 15 years to use now. And I want to do something that's like, oh, okay, we built and developed our own, we already have our own world, but now it's like, no, we've created our own universe. You know what I'm saying? I just want to bring a different energy. I just want to bring a different energy to it. So it's all bets on self, right? Like, if you had to place a bet on something or somebody, who would you place a bet on? I hope it's yourself. And then you have to ask yourself, am I living in alignment with all bets on myself? Am I taking the necessary risks? Am I experimenting? Or am I doing what I feel is safe, right? Am I doing what I feel is safe? Am I playing by somebody else's rules? If so, then you haven't placed that bet on yourself. And I think the more we do things that give us the ick, that we know isn't really the right direction, is the more we resent it and the more we erode the belief in ourselves. And that definitely happened to me. It's hard to believe less in what I was doing because I was just kind of just repeating the patterns of it. And I know certain things are of value, and I still want to be there and share value, and I know a lot of people fall asleep to my voice and things like that, but besides that, there's just other things I want to do, and which I'm going to do. So I just want to say very appreciative for the real ones who tune in, for the real ones who see me, who feel me. And, we're in for a journey, and my goal is to meet you one day. My goal is to meet you one day, to bring the #1 chill spot to a to a city near you, to your city, and I want to meet you. So, thank you.